All right, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on the East Coast, good Saturday morning to you. We just watched 4 hours of professional wrestling, and now thank you to you sick, demented people who are tuning in to watch three dudes talk about said 4 hours of professional wrestling. This is a special edition of Smack Talk, talking about 2 hours of SmackDown and 2 hours of Rampage. This is Sportskeeda Wrestling. Let's get it going.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Oh, boy. Let me get some homework.
That was a quick opening.
Let me get some homework out of the way first. This is going to be a very expedited edition of Smack Talk. We got 4 hours.
Hey, I got a lot to say, really.
All right, well, you're going to be doing most of the talking. My happy ass is going to sit here and let you talk. Couple of housekeeping things. First off, had a chance to talk to Liv Morgan yesterday. She is absolutely wonderful. Full 17-minute interview is up on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube page. Please check it out. She is absolutely fantastic, even though she lost tonight, which drove me effing crazy. We will get there. Secondly, we have a very special edition of Smack Talk next week. We have gotten the green light. Guys, I don't even know if you know the plan yet, but we, and I mean we as in me, Jose G, and Kev Kellum, are going live at 8 o'clock doing a full ESPN-style WWE draft show from 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock. It is going to be a full watch-along, so make sure to join us right here, Facebook, Twitter, wherever the hell we are, YouTube. We got it all covered. And then as soon as the show is over, it'll be myself, Sid, and Dutch breaking it all down. So we are really looking forward to this next week. Full-on draft show.
I thought you were giving me the night off, but
it's going to be a brief recap, guys, a brief recap. So you'll want to tune in to the SK Wrestling YouTube channel starting at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Next Friday, full watch along here on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube and Twitter channel. All right, Dutch, sound off. We had 4 hours of wrestling tonight. What'd you think?
I like SmackDown. I literally hated Rampage.
Wow.
No, really, because on Rampage, who did they advance? It was just more of the same all night long. A 6-man, a 8-man, this, that, and the other, whatever. Everybody fighting all over the place. It was almost like you put a bunch of independent guys together, and they just did whatever they wanted to do. That show did not. It looked disjointed. I thought, they didn't even highlight Adam Cole. He got the win, but that was it.
He got the win and the loudest pop I have ever heard in my life on Adam Cole. Oh my goodness, we're off the rails early.
I can't believe it. He may have got a loud pop, but you keep booking him like that. That interest is going to.
I would say if anybody who got advanced tonight, and Sid, maybe you can agree with me on this one. I thought Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky getting the win tonight was definitely the right call. And then you had a bunch of, I'm assuming, MMA fighters. I'm not an MMA guy. I don't know what American Top Team is. So
Jorge Masvidal, he is born for professional wrestling.
That dude, he hit a wicked V-trigger. I'll say that much. I know Paige Van Zant. She did all right in the spot that she was given tonight. I know literally none of the other dudes. But Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, them getting a win over Jericho and sorry, Dutch, your boy Hager tonight. That was the right call. I think those guys got advanced. I think Powerhouse Hobbs looked incredibly well in defeat tonight. He gave Punk every bit that he could handle. My biggest issue with the show tonight was a lot of the same stuff, the same issues I have with AEW. A lot of gang wars type stuff tonight, and a lot of shenanigans, a lot of referee distractions. That referee distraction in the Penelope Ford and the Bunny match tonight was just absolutely awful. It was just.
Oh, I'll agree with you. The brass knucks twice in a girls match, in a female match. I don't get it. I don't get it, guys.
That was my biggest miss.
Because you bury the referee, and if your referee's not there to call it, why even have him in there? So
I would say Santana and Ortiz and the Lucha Bros both got advanced. Them taking the win there made me very much anticipate Full Gear. If that's the tag team championship matchup, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I agree with you. Men of the Year got a big win over Jericho and Hager. I think Powerhouse Hobbs definitely had his best performance yet against CM Punk. You also, I think the Super Click as a unit looked good. Maybe not Adam Cole on his own. I would say the Super Click as a unit that whole tag team match was so much fun. The trios match was so much fun that I was just like, give us trios titles at this point, because I'm ready for the Super Click to be the trios champions, because they just were out there and you could tell they were having a great time. Love the reaction to Luchasaurus. That was the best he's looked in quite some time as well. Jungle Boy gets a superstar reaction. They build up Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy. I can't wait for that on the Dynamite following up from Grand Slam. And the New York crowd, although they were there for 4 hours, my God, they were hot for even the main event. And Eddie Kingston getting that reaction in New York City made me very happy. It made my New York heart grow 3 times larger.
That was a nice Freudian slip, by the way, calling him Super Kick instead of
Super Kick. They do Super Kicks, but Super Click, yes.
They should have got paid by the Super Kick. They were like 50 Super Kicks on this show.
I think it's actually a bonus clause in their contract. They get like 10 grand for every Super Kick they hit in a match. So I think that's why they do them a lot. But I'll say this much. Look, the Rampage tonight, to me, it came off like they were trying to do something really big, and they wanted this huge crowd, right? That's why they gave them the 4-hour show on Wednesday. They taped the last 2 hours of this. There was so much of this show tonight on Rampage that could have been put on another show. Like incredibly fun matches like you were talking about, but Dutch, to your point, a lot of it didn't mean a whole much. It was fun. They crammed a lot into 2 hours, but considering that we're now here at midnight, I'm like, it's like 11:15 and I'm looking at my watch going, all right, can we speed this up? That's never a good thing when you're watching a wrestling show.
All right, I'll see you later. we can speed this up, believe me. CM Punk, I don't know if he should have come out first. I guess that was a good way to open it.
Yeah, I think they wanted Punk out there before the crowd was dead.
But I think if they'd have left him a little bit later, you'd have kept more of the crowd. I think this crowd floated out. I don't know what the ratings are going to be. They may be different fans than what I expect them to be, but I think, and talking about Hobbs, that guy's a big kid.
Yes.
And
yes,
he's on that deal that Punk did on the top, and he held him up. When he took him over, I almost thought Punk got hurt.
Yeah. I thought Powerhouse Hobbs was going to get hurt. I thought he was going to get spiked on that Hurricane Rana. But can we talk about one thing? AEW, you want your women's audience to go up. You need to give us more goddamn Hook. Did you see Hook was trending worldwide? This Taz's kid just standing on the outside looking like James Dean was trending. He was trending worldwide. I'm a hooker. If you're a hooker, let us know. Hooker stand up. Hookers are standing up, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we pull that cut? Can we? I need to take that out of context. Can we? I can use that later for various purposes.
So
I'm a hooker.
So that's Taz's kid?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know that. But he is a good-looking kid.
He is.
He's pushing this. He's got the James Dean look, the cool look. He does well.
Steve, one of our regulars, one of you sick monsters who's joining us here at 12:14 in the morning on the East Coast. When will we see Hook wrestle? I'm not sure, but man, I hope when it does happen, he's good. Because there is so much hype built. I've never seen so much hype built up around somebody who has done nothing.
Hook.
Literally nothing.
Because Hook has all the charisma that Dominic Mysterio wished he had. I'm sorry. Yeah, he doesn't have to say a goddamn word, and he has so much charisma.
Now, there is no need for profanity, Sid.
Hey,
it's 12 a.m. It's past 12 a.m. I got 1-year-olds. I'm not gonna get any sleep before my podcast tomorrow, so I am letting it fly. I am a hooker, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a hooker too, put your thumbs up. Give a thumbs up to this video. Show your support. Hooker stand up.
We've gone from Smack Talk to Taxi Cab Confessions. What the hell is going? What the hell is going on here? Oh, Jesus. Welcome to Smack Talk After Dark. Guys, we do appreciate everybody who has chimed in so far, who's joined us along, who is going to be an insomniac. Probably me. I'm drinking coffee to make it through this show. That's going to be an issue later. But get your comments in if you have any questions for Dutch. If you have any questions for myself or Sid for whatever reason, get them in. We'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. One thing we haven't talked about yet, since we're talking about Rampage, we might as well go through the whole show. Homicide coming down at the end for a big pop from the New York crowd, helping out his boy Eddie Kingston win. And Jon Moxley, if you didn't know it already, he is a crazy sumbitch. Like just getting choked, literally getting hung, which, by the way, was the spot of the night. He's literally draped over the rope, getting hung, and Excalibur nonchalantly just goes, well, folks, we got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. It's our final one of the night.
A man's getting hung.
Who did Miro throw off the stage?
Oh, that was a murder. That was Fuego del Sol. That was awesome. And Ricky Stark's selling. Ricky Stark's reaction to it was the best.
They were laughing their asses off. I went, wow. I mean, is that funny? I mean,
you look.
But I'm gonna have to say tonight. Listen, guys. Mark Henry's interview had to go down in the annals of the worst interview almost ever, because Kingston was talking, Moxley was talking, the Japanese tried to say something, then Mark Henry was trying to decipher that. I'm going, what the hell is going on?
None of this was Mark's fault.
No, that wasn't Mark's fault. But it was it wasn't good. Now Suzuki, I liked him.
Oh yeah, he's great.
You know how many bumps he took in that match?
I don't think he took any.
None. That was all chops and just John Moxley being a psychopath.
My favorite part was that Moxley and Suzuki still fighting after the match is over. That was awesome.
And if anything, that was
the best match. That was the best match of the night, though.
But and here's my thing. You say that interview segment was the worst of all time. I'm going to put it among the best of all time just because Mox dropped that Family Guy reference. That was perfect. The giant chicken to my Peter. I don't know if that one went over your head or not, Dutch. That
was great.
Different. But that one was really, really good. I loved Eddie Kingston going nuts. I just did. He had started having problems with the shirt and everything like that.
He's like, get this off of me. I was dying laughing. I was like, Eddie Kingston is just so passionate. He's so ready to get out there in front of his hometown. He's like, get this off of me. Like, the shirt is like a person. Like,
we got at least one person who, Molly, she agrees with you. It was a mess, but you know what? It was a fun mess. So I don't mind it. And Mark Henry literally opened it and then closed it, and that was it. So that's the best use of Mark Henry in an interview that we've had on Rampage yet.
So I couldn't make out Ricky Starks' voice. How did he do?
He did fine. I think that he just added when he needed to add it, and that's why I said he had one of my favorite moments on commentary. I will say the best commentary was the trios match, because Don Callis and Taz healing it up on commentary was just fantastic. But Ricky Starks kind of just chimed in when he needed to. He didn't really, Mark Henry, he kind of didn't know when to find his spots, and I feel like Ricky Starks did a better job of that. And they've been listening to us. They've been watching Smack Talk, Dutch, because they've taken Mark Henry officially off of commentary, and Ricky Starks is basically his replacement.
Well, yeah, because they only had 3
heard that,
right? Because Jericho was actually wrestling on Rampage. So
yeah.
I'd say less is more when it comes to the broadcast booth, for sure.
You know, one thing about those commentators, they talk too fast. They are rushing through it. So when they say, "Oh, we're in Miami," whatever, that I don't think a lot of people hear that, because they're not putting a font up saying Miami such and such a date in the building, unless it's down at the bottom and I missed it. But they're running through it just to get through it. But I think most people miss that.
Yeah.
Ozzy says Sid is right. I don't know about what, but there you go, Sid. They say that you were right. Riju wants to know what Dutch thought about Happy Talk with Happy Corbin. We will get to that coming up when we get to.
Good question. I was going to bring that up because I was thoroughly confused.
Yeah, we'll get you caught up for sure on that one because I think I know what you were confused about. But overall, I think this was a show that didn't need to be 2 hours tonight. I think they could have done just the 3-hour show on Wednesday, and it would have just felt as big and as important. And they could have bumped a couple things back to next week or put them on YouTube or something like that. Fun show. I maybe it's just me. Maybe I'd feel different if this show started at 8 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock.
That's it.
That's what I think. I think that both of you would be reacting to this show a lot better. I felt like the first show was boring, and this show woke me up. So I felt like this was one of the better Rampages. No, it doesn't need to be 2 hours, especially starting at 10 p.m. because, yeah, I felt tired before like the Penelope Ford and Bunny match, but that main event got my energy right back up at the end. So they did a good job of placing most of the matches. I thought the show was a lot of fun. Most of the things that I liked, I said the only thing that I really didn't like was the Penelope Ford and Bunny match. You guys are absolutely right. The finish was ridiculous. The referee distraction was too much. The post match was okay with the Dark Order coming out and HFO, but too much Matt Hardy on my TV at that late of night. I can't stand it. That was a little too much for me, and that was my main issue.
The hair match with Jack Evans, that surprised me. Where did that come from? It was just like, well, I guess they're going to have it next week, right?
Next week on Rampage.
Yeah, apparently Matt Hardy's new kink is hair. I don't know. He's obsessed with it now. He wants to cut it. And wasn't this the Nightmare Collective's bit? Was the basically revamping the Nightmare Collective with, Matt Hardy's boys, basically.
They had to give it to the next awful faction that they have in AEW. They got rid of the Nightmare Collective, so now they're giving it to HFO, and HFO is clearly the bottom of the barrel when it comes to stables and factions in AEW.
Rampage, you need a program so you can start reading up on why these things are happening, because they leave me in the dust. I've never seen more seconds and more managers in my life than's on this show, and I don't even know who they are.
Like I said, a lot of
let's jump back to SmackDown.
Yeah, all right.
You talk about Happy Corbin.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Okay, so who was the guy under the hood that came in?
Okay, that gentleman's name is Riddick Moss. All right, we have not seen him on television in what, a year, Sid?
Yeah.
Like, to be completely honest, I forgot he was under the employment still of WWE.
Thank God they reminded me who the hell he was, because I was thoroughly confused when he took the hoodie off. I had no idea who that was until they said, "Oh, that's Riddick Moss," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
You say, okay, got it, Riddick Moss. Well, how could I forget? I've never even heard the guy's name.
Former 24/7 champion Riddick Moss. He's illustrious resume he has.
That makes a big difference.
At one point, he was the longest reigning 24/7 champion.
Oh my God! Look at that! Look at his credentials. And as soon as that segment was over, I was like, man. Every segment they've had with Kevin Owens over the last couple of weeks, I just feel his body getting more and more out the freaking door. And this week kind of confirmed it for me, because AEW doing a whole deal with the Owen Hart Foundation, and this guy named his kid after Owen Hart. I know he's looking across the room at AEW like, "Hey, boo, how you doing?" I'm gonna finish with her real quick, but I'm gonna come over there.
Yeah, I'm getting, when it comes to Kevin Owens booking, I'm getting serious Dean Ambrose last few months in WWE. I would not be at all surprised if we get a very similar type style, like around late October, early November, right before Christmas, we get a release that says Kevin Owens, whatever his real name is not going to be re-signing with the company, and we're going to get that KO goodbye tour, basically.
Where he versus Sami Zayn 100 times before he leaves.
Didn't he release a tweet the other day, kind of hinting that he was headed AEW's way.
Yeah, he did, but that could also be posturing.
That could be.
Yeah. I mean, he could be hanging out, playing games with his friends in order to get a better contract from WWE. I'm not ruling it out that he's definitely gone, but it's almost like Cesaro's booking before he signed his contract extension earlier this year. It's like they're just not doing anything with him, and they're using him to progress other people. Obviously, they got plans for Happy Corbin. I actually didn't mind the actual talk show segment. It was very, down Corbin's alley tonight. But yeah, if you have no clue, like Dutch, if you have no clue who Riddick Moss is, you are left going, what the hell just happened? Who is this guy? And why is he laughing at me? Like that was the big thing. It's like they've turned Happy Corbin into the Joker, and now he's got his own little crony that is just going to do the laughing for him. So, I mean, I'm interested. I'm interested to see where this is going. The last time, though, that they put dudes with Corbin, they were gone 3 weeks later, and then they were no longer with the company. But good for Riddick Moss. They got him back on TV. They're doing something with him. I'm interested to see what they can do with him. So I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
So you like Happy Corbin a little better?
I do. I like Happy Corbin a lot better than Sad Sack Corbin. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Bum ass Corbin, as Pat McAfee would call him. This was a big night of SmackDown as far as the women are concerned. Maybe not so much as in the ring, because they only had like 6 minutes of actual match time tonight. Way too freaking low. But Dutch, you had the number. How many women we had on the show tonight?
I counted 13. Not all of them worked.
Right.
But they had six in one match. Not all of them with Knox and what's the other girl's name?
Right.
Yeah. There was 6 in one. So, but I did like Zelina Vega getting a win.
I do, but not over Liv Morgan. She has the.
I popped. Stop. You got to crush on the girl. This is business, man. Stop it.
It's business. What? How does it make sense to have Liv Morgan lose in like 2 minutes before she's got her second ever pay-per-view match on Sunday?
Because she's going to win on Sunday. It's about getting heat on the match with Carmella. That's what I think that was all about. I saw a lot of people on social media get upset over Liv Morgan losing before Sunday, but I was totally fine with it because I understood the WWE thinking on this. They wanted to get heat on the match that has the least amount of heat going into Sunday. You give Zelina Vega her first victory since September of 2020.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Actually,
my God!
Actually, I applaud it.
Yeah. I thought that was a nice use of Zelina, of Liv, and Carmella there.
But most of the day, I think my biggest issue was the match was 3 minutes long, and most of it was focused on Carmella laying across the damn table. That was my biggest problem. Like, we saw like 2 moves in the entire freaking match, and then it was over.
So you watch women's wrestling for the moves.
Oh my God, we're gonna get canceled.
Hey, bring me that bottle of rum, please. I got to get drunk on this.
And Dutch, it was actually 14 because I forgot we got Tony Storm doing air guitar with Boogs and Shinsuke.
I hope they don't put her with Boogs.
I don't think they have an idea what they want to do with Tony Storm.
I think they will, though. I think that was what that tease was all about. They're going to put her with Boogs and Nakamura.
Well, they're not going to put her with Liv Morgan, which if you guys watch the interview or want to watch the interview that I did with Liv Morgan today, we went into detail on it.
Can I shoot with you, brothers? Because I'm going to be versing him on Sunday in a trivia battle, 12 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel, the Extreme Rules Trivia Show. And me and Rick kind of mentioned this before, but Kevin Kellum, I love you. You're a great podcaster, great personality for Sportskeeda Wrestling, but goddamn, you're not getting paid by Vince to be a shill for WWE. He said that Boogs and Nakamura is the best entrance in wrestling. He said, no. He said undeniably the best entrance in wrestling. Will you get your head out of Mr. McMahon's booty? please, take it out. You're in Chicago. You're not in Connecticut. You don't have to have your head directly inside his booty and say undeniably, say it's the best entrance in WWE. That's fine. That's a nice opinion. But when you say it's undeniably the best in wrestling, when there's great entrances in New Japan, there's great entrances in AEW. You had Wild Thing with the fans cheering. You had Jungle Boy with the fans doing this to but you are happy because Pat McAfee dances like a damn fool to Shinsuke Nakamura's theme, and you're saying that's the best entrance in wrestling? Will you stop it? That's why I'm gonna murk you in that trivia battle.
Can I say something? Rick Ucchino has a better entrance.
Thank you.
See?
With the cigar? With the cigar? Yeah. Come on. You kidding me?
Character. Really.
You kidding me?
Now, who said that? Kevin Kellum?
Kevin Kellum.
Kevin Kellum.
I'll say this. You ignorant bastard.
So. Look, if you take Pat McAfee away from that entrance, it's not nearly as good. It's just not. Pat's charisma and him.
It's annoying.
I like it. I like Pat. I can get where he would put some people off. I think Pat brings a lot of energy to the show. He's not something you usually see on the commentary table. He's different, so I like him. Maybe that'll get old on me sooner or later, but I pop every time McAfee's up on the table or dancing on Michael Cole or something like that. So I go nuts for it. But we'll get back to the Intercontinental Championship match here in a little bit. Let's try to bring some order to this. So Liv Morgan loses to Zelina Vega in a very, very quick match. She will get Carmella on Sunday in Extreme Rules, a match that has no stipulation. We'll get to that also coming up here in a second. But we opened up the show tonight with Becky and Bianca. Pretty decent promo exchange.
That was good.
Nothing to really get excited about here. The crowd was hot for both of them. But Sid, we were talking about this earlier before we went on the air. You kind of noticed something in this exchange that was a little bass-ackwards.
Yeah, I don't know who's the face or who's the heel. Because Becky Lynch, everything she said was 100% correct. Because when they replayed what happened last week, it made me realize that, yeah, Bianca Belair was the one that got physical with Becky Lynch. It wasn't Becky. Becky just wanted to shake her hand, let her have her moment. But Bianca pulls her in, and then she gets punked out. And it's just like, how is that a babyface move? I know it's in her hometown, so Becky got booze in the end, but in reality, it was her that got the that started the physicality, and then Becky won in the end. So that made her come off like a babyface. So everything that Becky said this week, it just made sense. And she just sounded like a cocky heel. A cocky champion. She didn't sound like a cocky heel. This is all the stuff she would have said if she was a babyface still. And it's not really getting across to me who's the heel. While Bianca, on the other hand, is still complaining about, I wasn't ready for the match at SummerSlam. I like the stuff she said, about accomplishing all the stuff that Becky did in half the time. But in the end, when you're still complaining about that 26 seconds at SummerSlam, it's a little bit off to me.
And maybe they're leaving it open-ended. Maybe they're following my advice to see who the crowd turns on first. Maybe they've adjusted. Maybe they've seen that, okay, this is a bad idea to turn Becky Lynch heel at this point. But I do like the character work we're seeing out of Becky tonight, because this was definitely somebody, and you could see it in her face once Bianca started going into that, I've done what you've done better and faster than you have done it. That was a look of somebody who was threatened tonight. And that's the thing, is like, that goes back into that confidence, trying to be confident, but not really be confident, having that self-doubt inside of you, acting like you're the shit when you don't really think you are. Do I still have it? That's what I got out of Becky Lynch tonight. She was threatened, and then she snapped. When she snapped at her, I feel bad for Becky's kid, because I would not want to have to stare down Mama Bear like that. All right, that no sir. So I liked that snap. That I want to see more. I want to see that more aggressive side, but I love the character work tonight. And yes, you make a lot of good points about Bianca. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes down on Sunday, Dutch.
Well, my views on Becky Lynch is, Sid, she's like you. She's still feeling that half the people kind of like her. And she's trying to be a heel, but they won't let her. See what I mean? She's fighting almost a battle that you can't win, or you might win it. But she had those devout fans. for the last year or so since she became the man.
Since 2018, yeah.
Okay, she had those devout fans, and now she's trying to get them mad at her, but they're not going along with it. So,
No,
she's fighting it and fighting it and fighting it, but the crowd is fighting back at her. So, and that's why it's going to take time, and it may never get done.
I think the key thing you said there, and that's what's coming across to me, is she's trying. She's not being a heel. She's just trying to be a heel, and it comes off very forced for me, and that's why it's not connecting. Because I'm someone that has never really liked Becky Lynch. You know, ever since she feuded with Ronda Rousey, I chose my team. I went with Ronda over Becky, so it's easy. It would be easy for me to start booing her if she was just being a heel. But the fact that she's trying, that's why it doesn't connect with me, and that's why I'm gonna cheer her off of spite.
See, and here's the thing, like, I do connect with Becky, and that's why it's not working for me, is because I understand, because this is just me, because I'm messed up in the head. Y'all know that. But, like, I portray confidence, but I'm not at all, which is why I see what she's putting out on the screen. Like, I have no self-confidence whatsoever. I deal with massive anxiety issues. I'm very open about that. So I connect with what Becky is putting out on the screen, which is why I think I see that. So yeah, I love her even freaking more now, to be completely honest with you. So it's going to be hard for me. I don't know what they could do to get
anxiety issues. I'd take my pill.
I think I need medication. Clearly, I think I need medication.
Yeah, you do need medication. I will.
Now,
I will trump that.
This is another match, by the way, that has no stipulation. Dutch Extreme Rules is on Sunday. We have 6 matches on the card. 5 of them are normal. What the hell are they doing?
What's WWE? I mean, if we saw really Extreme Rules, we've already seen it because we saw Rampage tonight. I mean, they couldn't do anything else. They was killing each other in there. And it was just, and that's why I didn't like the show, guys, because it was just, to me, it was just, the first 3 matches were double segments. So try to stretch it to 2 hours when they could have got it in one segment, would have made a decent Rampage, an hour show. But to try to stretch it to 2, I don't know. But Extreme Rules, and you only have, and this is Friday,
yeah,
and they don't announce the rules, I guess, just make them up, because it's called Memphis Rules. You make it up as you go along, you know, and you sit in the back, Vince will sit in the back and say, well, what do you think they want in this next match? That's what you do. Well, what about a bullwhip match on the pole? Yeah, we got the poles. Yeah, put them up. Put those bullwhips up. Let's do it. And let's surprise them. F them.
Here's the thing, though.
I'll teach them to buy a ticket.
Here's the thing, though. Most of these matches are the same damn thing. If you look at Extreme Rules, no disqualification, street fights, TLC, they're all the same damn match.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, even a triple threat match. Like, you don't need to put a stipulation on the United States Championship match because it's already a triple threat match. There's already no rules. So that one I kind of understand, and I think that one will get a little bit nuts, especially because Jeff Hardy and Sheamus and Damian Priest are in it. That's just a combustible element right there. But I think Becky and Bianca should definitely have a stipulation of some kind. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to have Bianca lose to Becky again. These two have been, or at least quickly, these two are going to have a match. These two are definitely going to have a match because from all reports from the UK tour, these two have been tearing it down at every live show that they have been at. So they're putting together something really special for Sunday. I can't wait to actually be there and watch it. Duck says that Extreme Rules is a lousy title for a pay-per-view. It is when you have no Extreme Rules matches.
Indeed.
It's one match. You got Roman and Finn. That's it. So we need to throw. They'll probably do something on Talking Smack tomorrow. They'll probably throw a couple. They'll throw some out on social media or something like that. So we'll see to kind of build some hype. Something that, continuing with the women here, something that built some hype for me. I totally forgot that we now get Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley on SmackDown now because they won the tag team titles on Monday. So that means
hey, how big is that Ripley girl?
Oh, she's
6'2", 6'3".
She's pretty put together.
She's pretty tall.
I think she's about 6'1", isn't she?
Well, here's the other thing. She's also standing right next to Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley is only 5'7".
Oh my God. Look at that.
So
well, how big is little Nikki? How big is she?
5 foot flat. So,
but what is Zelina Vega? How tall is she?
She's about probably 5 foot or 4'11".
She might be 4'11". They might be giving her a generous billing of 5 foot tall.
Really, they have beat that poor girl so many times. They should give her the most valuable player award tonight.
Allegedly, Zelina Vega is 5'1".
Zelina is my MVP of the night, Dutch. Just because you said it, Zelina is my MVP of the night for finally getting a win.
Well, she doesn't quit. And they kicked the crap out of that girl. Hey, and she kicks. I don't think there's many. I think when she kicks. Yeah, I don't see her pulling it back any or trying to lessen the blows of it. She kicks. But anyway, I kind of like her because I think they're punishing her for before she left last time. Didn't she contest something like going on some
she's the unionization.
Right. I don't know. You would know better than I would, to be completely honest, if they would. I mean, they already let her go. They already let her go and then brought her back. Would they punish her after bringing her back? You would know better than I would.
You know the old saying in wrestling, if they're somewhere else, you can't screw them. But if they're right there, you can screw them. That's a direct quote from Vince McMahon.
All right. I'll trust you. So to speed things up here, we get Super Brutality tonight. At least we got Nikki Cross in action against Natalya. Another 3-minute match with a distraction finish. But the important thing is here, Nikki gets the win. So they keep the momentum rolling for Nikki and Rhea. And then finally, Sid, Shotzi and Nox emerge, and they're like, hey, we should have a women's tag team title match, which absolutely you should because you beat the damn champs 3 times before they started feud. I don't think that Natalya and I'm tired. What's her name? No.
Natalya and Tamina.
Tamina, thank you. I kept wanting to say Selena.
You just got into wrestling and you can't remember anything. Give it 2 or 3 years. You'll be saying, what is my name?
But Tamina and Natalya, I don't think they won a damn match like post May when they had those tag team titles. So they lost like to everybody. So they needed to get those titles off of them. They really, really did because they were becoming pointless.
Let me say this before
Nox are back, and it looks like they're setting up a really fun feud, hopefully between these 2 teams. Yes.
Let me say this before I forget it. We called it, guys. Remember, we called Naomi and Sonya Deville. We called it, and it's gonna happen. And I kind of like that match.
That was the segment of the night for me. The segment of the entire damn night, Rampage included. Naomi comes out and she's sitting there. I'm in my ring gear. I'm ready to go. Give me the damn match. And then you get Sonya Deville coming down here. And it's like I almost forgot how good on the mic Sonya Deville is because she's been doing this administrative role for so long that her time on screen has really kind of just been diminished to, yeah, okay, we'll make this match, this, that, and the other thing. She did berate Liv Morgan a couple weeks back, but the way she dissected Naomi tonight, it's like she just went through Twitter and just read all like the nasty comments that have been said about Naomi, from the IWC, and we're like, oh, that's a good line. That's a good line. That's a good one. All right, now I'm going to put my spin on it, and I'm going to throw it back in her face. I wanted Naomi to punch her so damn bad tonight, and I think, Dutch, that's what they were going for. They wanted to leave you wanting more. You want to see these two throw down, and I'm excited because it's happening. Sonya Deville's coming back to the ring. I'm very, very excited about that.
Well, that is interesting because I like and who called it? We called it. See, we're way ahead of it. We called it 6 weeks ago.
We did.
Hey, we also
Not
called
you,
Happy
not
Corbin
you,
2020
not
in
you,
Vegas.
Rick. Not you, Rick. Me and Sid, we called it. Okay.
Oh, well, that's fine. I single-handedly called the Happy Corbin turn with the Vegas thing, so that's
You
fine.
did. You did.
We're just a bunch of Nostradamus over here, so we got it all figured out. But I have been waiting. A lot of people have been waiting over a year for Sonya Deville to get back into the ring because she was on an absolute roll. She was like breakout star of the year until that shit situation happened at her home. Had to take time off. She came back. I'm ready. It has been way too long since she's been in the ring. This feud with Naomi is going to be really well. They're finally doing something meaningful with Naomi. I would not be surprised if Sonya ends up winning that match whenever it does happen. And that's the catalyst for getting Naomi in with the bloodline is, Roman, Jay, and Jimmy kind of meet her up and say, hey, look, we know you're down, but we know how to elevate people. You run with us, you'll be women's champion.
Pick you up.
A segment that kind of pissed me off. I mean, it didn't piss me off, but I'm saying with Dominic and Ray, pull the trigger, man. Do something. It's been 2 months, maybe 3 months, and everybody can see it coming. When are you going to do it? So what would you say how are they going to do it, do you think?
I think it's going to be Sami Zayn. This is how they're basically doing the Star Wars, right? Like this is how Palpatine got Anakin to turn to the dark side. He started, just dropping those little thoughts inside of his head saying, hey, look, it was really, it's really your dad. Your dad's the one that's holding you back. You're getting better. I see potential in you, kid. If you just listen to me, if you just turn to the dark side here, that's exactly what they're doing with Sami Zayn. I actually liked this segment a lot tonight. I know we're ready for it to happen, but I find Sammy and Dominic as a unit to be way more interesting than Dominic and the old man. I like Dominic and Ray feuding with one another. Give me some bad blood. Give me Dominic being just that. He's too ho-hum. He's too nice. I want to see some attitude. I want to see some personality out of the kid. I want to see some of that hook swagger. All right. Turn Dominic into a hooker, damn it. Like I want to see something out of him.
Hey, I've only seen this Hook kid once, but there's no turning Dominic into Hook.
Exactly.
Tonight was the first night I've seen the kid because I saw him when he's pushing his hair back. I mean, he's got it. He's got it.
Dominic has the personality of a wet paper bag.
I don't think that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he doesn't have the charisma. Like the first time he ever showed any type of passion was when he was in front of fans, and even then, it was just like, "Hey, I'm just happy to be here." But it's just like I don't know if he'll ever get that Hook swag. Hook has another level of swag, and not Dominic is not a hooker. I'm a hooker, and anyone that loves Hook like I do is a hooker too. And I'm a big Powerhouse Hobbs fan, so I'm a Hobbit as well. I'm a Hobbit and a hooker, ladies and gentlemen.
Hooker. You're a Hobbit hooker.
Yes.
You know how many birds I caught on Rampage tonight?
How many?
5.
Yeah, they love flipping those.
Boy, they do. Right at them.
All right, guys, we got 2 minutes left to meet my deadline here. We had the IC title match tonight. Nakamura going over Apollo Crews. I feel bad for Crews. I thought this was a pretty good match, but I think it's the right call. I think it's time to move on. Can we start?
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
when did you start feeling that? Like 3 months ago?
Yes.
Wasn't that like the opening match?
Second.
It was the second match.
It was the opening match.
It was the opening match.
Yeah.
Yes.
I literally felt tired with the show after the opening match, and that was the main reason because I've seen Nakamura beat this guy 7 straight times. And I did not need to see him do it an 8th time. Like people on Twitter were like, "Oh, you didn't see Boogs picked up Aziz?" I was totally numb to anything that was good or anything that was wow to me. I was completely numb as soon as they were in the ring with each other. Like Apollo Crews worked well. That was a nice moment with Boogs picking up Aziz, but I was totally numb to it because I was over seeing this match for the 8th time in a row.
Pop quiz real quick. Can either of you guys, without looking it up, tell me the last time the Intercontinental Championship was defended on a pay-per-view?
I have no idea.
I want to say No, WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Oh, WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
I just remember.
The Nigerian drum fight was the last time the Intercontinental Championship ended on a pay-per-view. This has become basically WWE's version of the TV title. I would like to see them do something better with it. For the love of God, let's get Nakamura into a more meaningful feud.
Hey guys, let's pitch an idea to WWE that they fire the creative team for 1 week and we just go take their place. Would you do it?
I would do it.
I would do it.
Put me on SmackDown immediately.
Okay.
I would do it, and the first thing I would do, go sign Hook. Go sign Hook. That's what WWE is missing.
You would get a lawsuit because that's called tampering. You can't. Well, heck, I don't even know if Hook's technically under contract. Or if he just pals around with Taz.
I've never seen a Hook is all elite graphic, ladies and gentlemen. So that's all I'm saying.
You know what? You know what Hook needs to do? Every show he goes to, live show, he needs to take a bunch of gimmicks, and he'll make $1,000, $1,500 a night. So who in the hell wants to wrestle if you can sit back and sign autographs and just off your image?
You know what? William says Barry Corbin. I think you mean Baron Corbin. And actually, you mean Happy Corbin. That might have been an autocorrect. Maybe he tried to type Happy and it turned it into Barry.
Barry Corbin is going to be your next Intercontinental Champion.
Maybe.
Hey, William, you need to really put that bottle down. And we love you, William, but
we appreciate. We're we all make mistakes.
We love you to death, brother.
We're not hating on you. You know what? I wouldn't be mad if Happy Corbin was the next Intercontinental Champion because clearly they want to push him. So maybe they'd actually utilize the damn belt a little bit. But I'd like to actually see Nakamura have a good run. We've killed Sid. Sid is dead. Sid is gone.
I think this would be the last time they ask us to do a early morning show.
It's the last time I'm doing one.
See, these son bitches went crazy after 12 o'clock.
I think I got to mute Sid. Sid, let us know when you're ready to go again. Just give us the thumbs up when you're ready to go. All right. Last thing. We'll talk about the main event tonight for SmackDown. Roman Reigns versus Montez Ford. I loved that this match took place so damn much tonight. This is not a match that we've ever seen before. This is not a spot that Montez Ford has ever been put in before. You guys know how high I am on Montez, and I'm not the only one who's high on Montez. This was a great first test for him. It wasn't his smoothest match that we've seen him have tonight. I think he got a little bit rattled when the table collapsed. I mean, don't know what that was.
I think he got rattled when he tried to jump up on that wall and missed it at the start. But I think you could tell he was nervous.
And you know what? But I think that actually helped sell the match. Because look, not everything is going to go perfect, right? Like if you're a young and up and coming NFL team and you're on Monday Night Football, you're going to be nervous. You're going to have jitters. You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. I really think that kind of helped tell the story in the match tonight. He still had a good match. He still put on a good showing, but the jitters were part of the show, and I think it helped sell him being in this spotlight for the first time.
Yeah, he did well. He did really, really good. And I'm like you. I'm glad to see just a different matchup.
Yes.
Because even though he lost, he brought Montez Ford up. Maybe not quite to that level, but he brought him up. And it's what the fans think of you anyway. It's where you belong. And I think he helped him. I think both people were helped. Of course, it was an entrance. It was a setup to bring the Demon in.
Right.
And I guess it worked.
Which, Sid, by the way, so after Ford loses, he loses clean to the guillotine. Frog splash came down on top of the knees, which that had to hurt. He gets choked out with the guillotine. Not choked out. They made him tap out, which I didn't really like, but whatever. I'm nitpicking there. Then he gets his ass kicked by Jay and Jimmy and Roman. He gets slammed through the table, and then the Demon shows up. If I'm Montez in character, I'm laying on the ground going, mother effer, you couldn't have shown up 2 damn minutes sooner.
we saved you when you were getting jumped by the bloodline, but you couldn't come out and make a save for me. You had to wait till I went through the table. I thought that the match was it was solid. It was solid work. You could tell that Montez Ford was a little bit nervous. He had a couple of things that went wrong for him during the matchup, but he recovered very nicely. They had a good finish. The post match was the stronger point of this, with the bloodline beating him down, and then the Demon looking strong, taking out the entire bloodline on his own. That's what they needed to do to actually make people believe the Demon has a chance of beating Roman Reigns. And I liked all of this all together. This was probably the strongest portion of the show, outside of the Naomi segment, which I probably put 1A, 1B as far as the best segments on SmackDown. This was a really strong way to close the show.
Steve, final question here. Do you guys see any titles changing hands at Extreme Rules this weekend?
I don't see Roman Reigns swapping it at all. And I don't see Bianca. I don't think it's going to change. No. What else is up?
The United States title is up. And then you have the SmackDown tag team titles as well, the Usos and the Street Profits. I wouldn't be surprised if the Profits win that. But
I think that'll change.
I don't see Damian Priest dropping the United States title.
Me either.
I think the best bet is the Raw Women's Championship.
I was gonna say that. That's the best bet, because we know Charlotte doesn't hold the title long.
I was gonna say that too. I was just wanted to get in there.
The only thing that makes me think that Alexa doesn't have a chance is actually in Columbus, which is her hometown, and we all know WWE doesn't like putting you over in your hometown.
They legit did a countdown of how they hate people in their hometowns. Like, they literally did a countdown, and the best tweet I saw was from David Bisping, who said how we don't like happy endings in a countdown form. Like, that was the best tweet about that whole countdown that they did. They literally hate hometown heroes.
Unless it is unless it's WrestleMania, they don't like happy endings. They like to send the crowd home happy at most WrestleManias, I would say.
But look at AEW tonight. All the New York guys.
Yeah,
they put them over.
Exactly. It's like Earth 2 over in AEW, with how hometown heroes are like undefeated in their hometowns. While WWE, they literally can't even let the hometown hero like go off and stand tall at the end of the night, like last week.
So do you think there is any legitimate chance that Finn Balor has of winning on Sunday?
I think he has if it's like 10%. It's 90% Roman wins, 10% Balor pulls it out. But him looking strong tonight makes me believe they're going to go with Roman winning here. And then that will be the end of Finn going to the Demon for a while.
The only thing that there's a lot of factors. I would mark it more at 35%. And the reason why I'm so that optimistic on this 35%. The reason why I'm so optimistic on that is there's a lot of variables. One, this is the only one that has no rules, like Extreme Rules match. So there's an escape there. Two, we all saw what happened on Monday. Roman Reigns is feuding with literally the entire damn locker room. He's got beef with the New Day. He's got beef with Brock Lesnar. He's got beef with Bobby Lashley now. Any of those entities could show up and screw him over in this match. I'm not saying Finn Balor could win clean, not even close. But I think there is a chance that there are some hijinks, some shenanigans, something that sets this up to where Roman gets beat on Sunday. It could be one of those instances where we have to have an instant replay because Roman is kicking out as the 3 count comes down, but his shoulder is still down when the referee's hand hits. It could be that close. I don't know how you book it, but there's a lot of variables at play here that make me think that Balor has at least a puncher's chance of walking out as the Universal Champion. And because WWE loves that Demon character so damn much, are they really going to bury it the first time they bring it back?
You know how you book it? You write it down, Roman Reigns versus the Demon, and it's booked. I mean, let them figure it out. That's what they do, you know. They may have an idea, but they give it to the talent. You guys figure it out.
Yeah, here's who's going over. Figure it out. Yeah.
Basically what they do.
Dutch, you're such a visionary. I love it.
I am. I'm way ahead of my time. So.
All right. So, again, some housekeeping notes here. We will be on doing the post SmackDown right after. It's going to be a quick 30, 40-minute recap of everything that we saw. Myself, Sid, and Dutch starting at 10:05 next Friday night. But before that, it is the first ever Sportskeeda WWE Draft Watch-Along starting at 8 o'clock. Myself, Kev Kellum, the Vince McMahon apologist himself, and Jose G. We're going to be breaking down all the draft picks. I'm going to have Ozzy, if you're still in the chat, this is for you, bud. I'm going to be wearing my best Mel Kiper brand new suit that I bought just last week. So I am going to go to the 9 for this. I'm going to be doing my best Mel Kiper impersonation. I may even slick my hair back if at all possible.
Oh, Rick, congratulations on Cincinnati. They're having a good season.
They are. If we get past Roman Reigns, Jesus, I'm tired. If we get,
they can't. You are tired.
If we get past Notre Dame in 2 weeks, we're going to the college football playoff.
Oh, you won't do that. You won't do that.
They've looked pretty bad. They've looked pretty bad this year. They're undefeated. They haven't been looking great.
But you won't beat them, though. Hey, my team has embarrassed me, really. Clemson. But that quarterback, I swear, looks like he's never seen a football in his life. Georgia Tech sacked him 7 times, and Trevor Lawrence would have ran away. He stood there and looked at him.
Hey, so what you're saying is there is an offensive line that's worse than the Bengals' offensive line. That's good to know. Yes. All right. Paul, no, Big E is not defending his title at the pay-per-view unless that gets added in really quickly. If you were wondering, by the way, where Big E was on the show tonight, he did in an interview with me for ESPN 1530 in Cincinnati, did clarify he is more of a Raw superstar now than he is a SmackDown superstar, at least until the draft happens. But he is the WWE champion. He now considers Raw to be his show, so that's why he was not on there. Doesn't mean we won't see him on SmackDown. We could see him next Friday, but I think things will be
and next Friday we're going to see Edge because Seth Rollins had a pretty good promo inviting Edge to come back to SmackDown, and Edge confirmed on social media. I retweeted that before WWE even announced it on the show. So
Sid is on it, and you know what that means? You know what that means, don't you? We're going to get Edge and Seth Rollins in Saudi Arabia. That's that's what it is. Yeah,
pretty much. That's the big show. That's the next big show.
The Thursday afternoon, that 1 p.m. prime time slot. What is it called? Crown Jewel? Is that what it is?
Crown Jewel. Or as I like to call it, Sweet Saudi Money 6.
Did you see that report that WWE is going to get more money from this Saudi Arabia show?
I sent the information to Dutch because me and Dutch, we talked about it last week, and I said to him, I was like, Sweet Saudi Money has made more money than WrestleMania overall. WrestleMania's 37 events, or what would it be? I think 39 because they've done 2 nights the last 2 years. 39 events for WrestleMania has drawn less money than Sweet Saudi Money. That's why it's Sweet Saudi Money 6.
And that's why Vince is just sitting back and laughing. It's like, yeah, all right, let's book Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
that'll probably be the main event, so that'll go on right at 4 p.m. when everybody's in traffic driving home. So that'll work out fantastically. The question is, will it be for the Universal Championship? I have a hunch that it won't be because that feud does not need the title. We will find out. Extreme Rules is this Sunday. We got a huge spectacle for you. It starts at noon. Sid Puller III against Kev Kellum. Extreme Rules trivia. The winner of this match. This is a number 1 contenders match. We all remember what those are. Not some championship contenders match. This is a number 1 contenders match. The winner of this will challenge the longest reigning ever Sportskeeda Wrestling Trivia Champion, yours truly, at a later date, because I'm actually going to be in Columbus at Extreme Rules, so I can't really do this one. So, plus, if Kev Kellum wants a rematch, he's got to earn it. He's got to beat my man Sid, but I don't think he's going to beat Sid. Sid, I think it's going to come down to me and you. I'm already going to call it. I think this will be over by round 3. This is going to be a knockout. I think you are going to decimate Kev Kellum on Sunday.
Because while Kev Kellum is trying to get a check from WWE, my wife takes home one every single week, so I have the inside track.
Your income is actually paid by Vince McMahon, and you don't have your nose as far up his ass as Kev Kellum does.
I don't need to. Vince puts food in my kid's mouth. I don't need to be up his ass.
This is the last time that they are going to put us on.
Oh yeah. Oh, they'll never do this again. They're going to claim you guys legitimately screwed the show up.
As soon as Extreme Rules comes to a close, a very surly and salty Kev Kellum will be leading the post show right here on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So make sure to join. We got Extreme Rules covered for you.
Because they loved what I was doing this earlier. Chris Smith, you cannot say bad things about Kenny Bolin. He told me to do this. Banhammer. Sorry, brother. No bad words about Kenny Bolin. No bad words about Dutch Mantell. No bad words about Rick Ucchino. You get the banhammer every single time.
There we go.
By God, that told him. But I don't know about Kenny Bolin. I mean, I may throw a little hammer in there myself.
All I know about Kenny
if you've
Bolin,
known him as long as I've known him, that's a little different story.
all I know about Kenny Bolin is I live rent free in his head for some reason. It's absolutely incredible.
He loves you, Rick.
I know he does. Guys, check out my interview with Liv Morgan up on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel right now. We've had thousands of hits on that just today alone. It's a really, really great chat. She's a wonderful young lady. So check that out for us. We will be back next week. Again, special time, 8 p.m. WWE Draft Watch Along. Make sure to check us out for that. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Guys, it's been a blast. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I know you guys do as well. Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend, everybody.